Yeah, so guess there's nothing to do but get into it. Welcome to the Savor the Burn podcast. My name's Jonathan. To your right is Mr. W2. How do you do?
Doing good.
All right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Today, we are going to try Maker's Mark. Bill's recipe number 46 with French oak staves added to the French oaked. You know, they took some barrel staves. French oak barrel staves. They toasted them, maybe both sides, I'm not sure. Dropped them in the barrel and aged it with it. I don't know how long. Hopefully, we'll find out very soon about everything. But we're going to do a side by side with them. And we've both had. You probably had the OG, the regular, the original Maker's Mark, which I don't particularly care for.
And it's been a really long time since I've had it.
Yeah,
but I remember not caring for it last time I had it. I remember it having a very metallic-y kind of a flavor note to it.
It's supposed to have like a wheated vanilla-ish kind of flavor because it's supposed to be a wheated bourbon. But I don't know. It just tasted like like a sour mash whiskey that's just fucking rot gut trash. Which is just my opinion, because
well, so my mind was
take it however you want to.
My mind was blown this week because I honestly had no idea, but Maker's Mark is owned by Beam Suntory.
Yeah, so
it's a Jim Beam product.
It is, and I didn't have to bring it up this time. I was really whatever. Yeah, we'll come to it later. And anybody that has watched more than an episode of Savor the Burn knows that I'm a fan of Jim Beam. Mm-hmm. And so finding out that that Makers is related to Jim Beam in some way, like they're cousins or some shit, like it floored me earlier this week. I couldn't believe that stuff, but whatever. But yeah, that's what W2 was finding in his R&D.
Yeah, and earlier this year, my sister and brother-in-law Tim, they went on a little anniversary trip on the Bourbon Trail. And one of the stops that they made was at Maker's Mark, and their anniversary bottle that they decided to do.
That's right.
Was they actually poured their own from the barrel of 46. Mm-hmm. And got to dip their own bottle. So
was it in a different color wax?
I think it's the red.
It was red. Okay. I mean, as much trash as I will talk on the original Maker's Mark, I do respect their bottling. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, who else? I mean, nobody else does a red wax dip, do they?
No.
And if they do, I'm unaware of it. If you know of one, please leave a comment in the comments here and let me know who it is. But it's an iconic look. The bottle shape, the wax dip. It's just
my sister
without
loves,
labels, you would know who it is.
Yeah, my sister loves the 46, and based off of me talking to her and letting her know, hey, we're gonna get into Maker's Mark, give it a try, and she's actually the one that suggested get into the 46. They are amazing. If you can, find the Cask Strength version. And so I had kind of been keeping an eye out for it, and I had found it at a handful of places. Mm-hmm. I'm like, awesome.
It'd be here, there, and everywhere.
When I'm ready, I got a lot of different places I can get this.
Yeah.
And then
the second we needed it.
The week that, not the day, the week, because it took me a little while, that I went to get it, no one had it. I'm like, what's going on here? And then I find out their Cask Strength version of number 46. The regular 46 is year-round. So you can get it, I'm not going to say everywhere, because there's definitely places that carry the regular.
Not everybody's
makers,
going to have it,
but they don't have that. But a
Some
lot
of
of
your
places
bigger
have that. But the cask strength version is a annual release.
Okay, so just once a year.
And I don't know if it's always January. This particular one is 2023-01.
Oh, okay.
So it's January of 2023. And so they only do an offering, and so I think that maybe plays into the fact that everywhere that I had seen it, all of a sudden didn't have it anymore because people had been buying it, and once it's gone till the next year. So I put
the
out
next year happened. I mean, this is 2301, January 23. I mean, we're May 24.
Well, but that's just
or
it,
whenever
though.
this comes out. Let us know in the comments.
But that's what I'm saying though is I had probably seen a release that had just happened.
Okay.
Around in places, and
that's why it was everywhere.
And that's why I had seen it at a handful of places, and then by the time I got to it, it wasn't there anymore. So I put a post out on the Casey Whiskey Guild talking about this, going, "Hey, I'm really looking for the 46 Cask Strength." You know, and as I'm going out and looking for it, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I've got Cask Strength," or "Oh yeah, I've got 46." I'm like, "No, I've already got the 46. I'm looking for the Cask Strength." And then they'd go, "Oh well, this is because there is a original Cask Strength that I think is also it's not everywhere, but it's also a year-round product, so it is a lot
somewhat
more available. So I posted out there. I was like, specifically number 46 Cask Strength.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen it?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for it, and someone jumped into Messenger and was like, "Hey, if you're still looking for this, I happen to have an extra bottle that I'd be willing to part with." And we
didn't charge you your firstborn. You just
it took us a couple times figuring out a day and time and whatnot, but he charged me MSRP. It was I think MSRP is like $65-ish, and with tax, he just said, "I'll just take an even 70."
Even 70. So we said it before. We'll definitely say it again. We heard it first from Bruzel. If you're not a fan of Bruzel, you should be. Go check out his podcast, his content. He's really good. But he said the whiskey business is a relationship business.
Absolutely.
And honestly, all business is relationships, but whiskey definitely for sure. Like you can't just walk in to a liquor store and all willy-nilly just be like, "Hey, y'all got Blanton's?" And then expect them to even offer it if they have it.
Stag?
Yeah, y'all got stag season. Y'all got it. Like, no, they're not gonna go because they don't know you. I mean, they've never seen you in their store before. Why would they sell, an allocated, hard to find, special release, whatever, limited release, bottle to you? They're going to save it for one of the regular customers, somebody that actually comes in, hangs out, talks with them, listens to them, might buy a bottle per their suggestion, whatever.
Yeah, and Faith and Tim have witnessed that firsthand, where they've gone into a store that had advertised they had an allocation drop that morning. They went there to see if they could get anything, but they also went there to get a couple bottles that they were going to get anyway.
Yeah.
And they walked in. They just walked around the store. They heard people walking in and immediately to the guy at the counter, "Hey, do you have any allocated bottles?" And the guy said, "Nope." Well, as they're walking around, they found an Eagle Rare hiding in the back. They found a Blanton's on the shelf hiding in the back.
Yeah.
So,
if you're not going to take the time and spend the time and, be a part of the community, just go buy your whiskey from...
I think they found an E.H. Taylor like that.
E.H. Taylor? Yeah, I found that one... I forgot the name of it. It's like L7 or some shit. That gas station that's part, liquor store.
Vape World.
In,
Crown or Royal or...
No, the one out in Longview, out there by Longview Community College.
Yep.
Yeah, just went out there a few weeks ago, and they had Eagle Rare. They had... Blanton's, they had
Booker's.
They had Booker's, plenty of Booker's, like 7 bottles of it, but
not the ones we were looking for.
They're paying. I mean, you're gonna pay top of second market on those things. Like their Blanton's was $165, I think it was. Like, no, sorry.
Yep.
Thank you, but no thank you. It's cool to see it out. It's cool to see it out there on the shelf and available for people. So if you're hunting for it, and you want to pay the extra for it, you're going to find it.
Yep.
But sometimes I just get a wild hair. Like, you know what? It's for the podcast. Aha! And then, you know, I just fucking throw money at it. Good times. So speaking of throwing money at it, go into savortheburn.com/shop and check out the t-shirts. They've been released for a while now. People are digging them. And we're really proud of them, excited about it. Whatever, words. Go to savortheburn.com/shop and check it out. Let's get into this.
Let's do it.
Give me some history, and I'll work on the pours.
You get
here.
us poured up. So our regular number 46, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, barrel finish with 10 virgin French oak staves. So they are not toasted, they are not charred, they are virgin French oak staves.
Okay.
This is a bourbon. It's a Kentucky Straight Bourbon, to be specific. There is no age statement on this, though it does say that it is aged longer than the classic Maker's Mark. This comes in at 94 proof. Maker's Mark 46 is the recipe of Bill Samuels Jr., son of founder Bill and Margie, and the first new major expression since Classic Makers was released in 1958. Maker's 46 is aged longer with special seared French oak staves.
Seared.
Okay. With subtly layered bourbon notes and balanced complexity. 10 seared French oak staves are fitted into the barrel before the whiskey is finished to maturity under ideal conditions in our limestone cellar. So it's a cellar aged.
Cellar aged.
The result is a bourbon with notes of caramel, vanilla, and baking spice that greet the palate in layers. Why is it called Maker's Mark? Bill Samuel Jr. named this bourbon after the French oak staves, which the Independent Staves Company files as stave profile number 46. So there you go.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if that's a cool story or anything, but there's the answer. So what's with number 46?
Yeah, I was wondering that. I thought on the front it says Bill's recipe right over the number 46. So I thought he had at least 46 recipes for whiskey.
All right, remind me again. Which is which? Actually, don't even tell me. This is going to be Cask Strength.
Yep.
This is regular.
Yep.
That's a little bit darker.
So I tried to make it the glass that's closest to the bottle.
Yep. Awesome.
Is, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
And we decided because we're not big Makers fans. Maybe we will be after this. Who knows?
I'm giving it a shot. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not a big fan. Not of the OG. But
We got the 375 bottle instead of a full one.
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
try it before we buy it.
Absolutely. We
to
did that with the Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah.
I found a smaller bottle.
It's in glass. It's got a real cork.
Yeah,
topper
so
on it,
like, I mean, let's try it, you know? It's for the podcast.
it's a screw lid.
Yeah, they're screw. Dude, I was like,
Are they both screw lids?
yeah, they're both screw lids. I was expecting a cork, dude, and I'm like, what? Oh, it just both times. I was like, what?
You know why
Jim Beam.
You know why they're plastic screw caps?
Yeah.
That's a Jim Beam trait right
Yeah, I was
there.
listening to a Gary V wine text video today, listening because, you know, I'm in a paint booth, lots of noise. I can't just sit there and watch the video on my phone, so I have it running through my earbuds, and I'll just listen to it. And so he was talking about wines and how, like, people need to get over that stigma of like metal caps on their wine bottles. And I'm like, I mean, we have that stigma with our whiskey. Maybe we should move past it. I don't know. But, I mean, these are plastic. Just like, you know, most of Jim Beam. I think the white label's
coated
metal.
in wax.
I think the white label's a metal screw cap lid or whatever. What about the Booker's? Isn't Booker's also a screw?
No. That's a cork.
I've only had the Booker's once. I have a bottle. But I've only had yours.
You just haven't opened it yet.
I just don't remember. I'm waiting on my son to come back in town because I really want to share that with him.
They're real cork.
I keep dropping that right down there to make it look like I've peed myself.
Got a good nose on there.
Yeah, so what should we expect on the nose on these? Did you pull any...
So this is listed as a bright copper, and the nose says hints of toasty French oak, caramel, and baking spice.
I haven't given the old swirl yet.
I mean, there's definitely some baking spice, caramel.
It smells like bourbon.
It is bourbon.
It doesn't smell so harsh, like what I remember the.
It is a toasted oak versus
regular.
a charred oak. A lot of baking spice, some cinnamon,
This
nutmeg.
doesn't smell bad at all.
No.
It really doesn't. And it's 94 proof.
Mm-hmm. And Faith told me that she feels that either one is a caramel explosion.
Really? Wow, you can smell it on the nose.
Yep.
And there's caramel, there's vanilla, there's.
It's got some thick legs.
They're fucking thick, aren't they, dude? Thick. Let's get it on the palate.
That's not bad.
It's not. It's not bad. All right, there's some heat. Mm-hmm. That's the ethanol heat.
It's relatively smooth, but yeah, there's definitely a little bit of an ethanol heat, not burn.
Yeah, I don't think it's spice. I'd be interested to find out if there's even rye in this. There probably is, but I mean, does it taste like barley or whatever it is? The grassy note that I always get confused on.
So if I scroll down here, I do have a mash bill, and these both have the same mash bill.
Okay.
One's Cask Strength and the other one is not. That's the only difference between these two.
Holy shit.
The mash bill on this is 70% corn, 16% wheat, 14% malted barley.
So I got the barley. I got that there was no rye in it either. I'm getting better. I surprised myself just now. And you can too. Just 1 year's worth of drinking alcohol and paying attention to it. You could also.
There's
what about
the wheat.
Yeah.
There's
What
the
about
wheat.
the finish?
The finish isn't bad. The finish is it's not
The second or third pull
necessarily long.
No.
It's a relatively short finish.
kind of just drops off.
Yeah, but everything drops off together, so there's nothing that really kind of lingers.
Yeah, there's like a metallic sweet.
There is a metallicness, and like I said,
Like you're licking a penny.
it's been a while since
you
I've
found on
had
the fairgrounds at Raytown Roundup days.
It's been a while since I've had the classic Maker's Mark, but in my memory banks, I remember tasting a metallic, kind of a metally, kind of a note in there, and I think it's there just a little bit with this.
It's almost like, have you ever done welding? Like
Very little.
arc welding? All right, so even with very little, like after you're done welding, like later on that day, you'll have a bit of that taste in your mouth.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of that.
Yep. So the palate on this one says mildly sweet and uniquely layered with deep, rich notes of vanilla and baking spice. Finish is velvety, subtle, and pleasantly long. I don't think it's long at all. It's not bad. It's just not a long
What we
finish.
look for in a long finish has all the notes dragged along with it.
Yep.
And the long,
And this just doesn't have it.
what it does have is like that kind of lingering metallic kind of sweetness to it.
Yeah.
I want to know what it is that French oak brings to the table when it comes to the flavor. Like
Yeah.
what is so special about French oak? I don't know.
Well, let's dip into
It's like a light maple
Yeah,
taste.
yeah, I can see
towards
that.
the end.
let's
on
dip into
finish.
the cask strength
Yeah.
a little bit and see. Because this is going to be the same mash bill. Everything's going to be the same. This is a 2023-01 release. There is no age statement on this, but it does say at least 4 years.
4 years is decent.
Which is interesting
We haven't had a
because
problem with 4 years before.
if the cask strength is at least 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
the regular one, and this is supposed to be a slightly longer than the regular one, I believe, but this one is longer than the original. So the original is probably a 2.
Yeah, maybe a 2. I mean,
Maybe.
that's right at
If it's a straight, it has to be at least 2.
At least 2, yeah. That's like right at the minimum age requirements for bourbon to be bourbon, as far as aging goes.
Well, Bourbon doesn't have an age requirement. Being a straight...
Oh, it doesn't?
No. Being a straight bourbon has a minimum 2-year requirement. Bottled and Bond has a minimum of 4-year requirement. But outside of straight and bottled and bond, there are no age requirements.
What's the proof on this?
110.
110. It doesn't smell like it. Usually when you get your nose down in there, it's like it sticks knives up there for you, you know? Mm-hmm. And this smells sweeter on the nose. But, I mean, that happens sometimes when you put water in your whiskey. It really kind of opens it up. And the legs on this are...
I think the Cask Strength actually has a smoother nose. It's just well-rounded.
I'm having a hard time picking up really anything other than...
maybe some stone fruit, some berries. Definitely the caramel, the vanilla.
If you want to know what this is, it's a ramekin full of coffee beans. Anytime that your nose is confused, just reset it. Smell coffee.
So the tasting notes I have on the Cask Strength, the nose says, rich burnt caramel greets you. Charred oak, light leather, and a dollop of marshmallow. A tingle of ethanol is present, but thankfully isn't distracting. Baked cinnamon, apples, and baked pie crust. Weighty oak and leather notes, providing for a nice foundation to kick off the sip.
Yeah, all right. So there's oak. There's weedy bourbon like that we would get off the Henry McKenna. Remember that bottled and bond? It just smelled like wheat whiskey. So does this.
There is a pie crust in there.
You're getting the pie crust?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you get down in there's a little bit of a buttery, flaky crust.
And I am picking up on that ethanol that they were talking about. And they're absolutely right. It's not...
Yeah.
What did they say about it?
It's not distracting.
Not distracting.
No.
And maybe I am picking up on some of that leather. Like, I hardly ever pick up on leather either. But,
and the apples, the berries, just a little bit of a stone fruit.
Yeah, it's got a lot to offer. I'm ready to check it out. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Much better mouthfeel. Oh, wow.
That coats the mouth. Caramel is everywhere.
Yeah. And there goes
wow.
The ethanol heat. Once that disperses, yeah, that's that caramel explosion she was talking about.
The finish is way longer.
Guys,
it pulls everything through.
This is good.
It says the palate nose carries over. Yep. Adding dark caramel and brown sugar and making their presence immediately known. Cinnamon pushes through and carries with it faint notes of fruit and a light drizzle of honey. The flavors are deliciously sweet with an anchoring presence of charred oak.
Yeah. Yeah. Charred oak.
My goodness. This is so much different than this.
Yeah, this is nice.
This one's okay.
Uh-huh.
That one brings the game.
Like, this is USA Up All Night.
Right.
And this is Playboy.
I thought you were going to say Cinemax.
No.
Skinamax.
Maybe that would have been the better analogy, because I mean that puts for me, Playboy, that's the bar, man. That's way up there. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I only get it for the articles." Psh, whatever, you get it for the whole fucking reason. Like, the articles are great, or they were anyway. The articles were great, honestly, but so were the naked ladies.
The finish on my notes. Moving right along, dear listener.
Family show.
Sweet, fresh cinnamon bread lingers for a beat before quickly transitioning to more dry flavors in the form of charred oak and leather. Light white peppercorn grounds. The finish ends on a lingering dried charred oak note supported by a warming heat.
Warming heat is there. Like, it's still on the tongue. On the finish.
That's to remind you that this is Kentucky.
You got that Kentucky
and there's
hug.
Your hug.
You got a Kentucky hug for sure. And it's For me, like this one here, like it's unfair to compare, but I think we can do that here because they are both, number 46.
Yeah.
One
100%.
of them's cask strength, whereas the other one is not, and that's fine. But
I really wish I would have been able to find anything on the cask strength because I'm curious. Not complaining about 110.3 proof. I think for this expression, that's actually a great proof for it. Mm-hmm. But for 110.3 to be cask strength, you're telling me you're dumping this right out the barrel at 110.3 proof? That doesn't seem very high to me.
yeah.
And like you alluded to, back here I've got the J. Rieger's private stock Wildfire, which comes in at 148.8
yeah.
proof.
Which is hot.
Known as the hazmat.
The hazmat. Yeah, I mean, some people will go like, anything above, tavern strength, 80 proof is going to be like jet fuel. It's just not. Like, especially after you spend a year diving into whiskeys that are higher proof, but
the flavors you get out of them are just so incredible.
Yeah.
So where I'm going with that is you don't have to convince me that one is cask strength.
Right.
Clearly that one's right out of the barrel at that proof. 110.3 just does not seem like a lot of proof to be dumped out of the barrel. 110.3 is plenty proof. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't seem very high to be offered as a cask strength expression.
Going back to this, like on the nose, it's like caramel and vanilla. It's like going into Topsy's and while they're making caramel popcorn. Mm-hmm. It's even got corn on the nose too, which doesn't surprise me because it is what 70% in the mash bill.
Yeah, 70% corn.
Yeah.
And 16% wheat.
Yeah.
That's a good amount of wheat in there. Like you said, adding water to it opens up a lot of other things. So
it does.
So maybe the lower proof on this is making those notes and characters a little bit sharper. On the nose and palate.
Certain notes.
Whereas on this one, it's a little bit softer. It's a little bit more well-rounded.
Which shouldn't be. You would think that it would be, all these notes would
really
be
good.
More present and like sharper, hard edged, more bold, Mm-hmm. And then you put a bunch of water in there to weaken it down to 94 from 110.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was down to a 94 proof. I don't know. I would think that the proof on these would probably change year to year. I mean, you said this is an annual release.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, is it? It says, it says cask strength. It doesn't say that it's
not single barrel, so it's going to be
not single barrel.
Going to be a batch.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cask strength batch.
Yeah. A barrel batch.
Yeah, batch proof.
Batch proof.
Oh wait, that's Woodford Reserve.
Yeah, that's
so good.
Yeah, do we have any more I can spill around here? Stupid.
Dang. Yeah, I really like that.
I do too. If I had to do, one for a daily sipper and one for a party sipper, whatever, like a bottle share kind of thing, I'd bring this for the bottle share and change everybody's mind about Maker's Mark. Mm-hmm. And I just keep that one for myself at home, whatever. But now that I've somewhat delved deeper into my whiskey enthusiast experiences, I probably would just leave that on the shelf and go for this one because if you're gonna spend money on a bottle that's gonna get some mileage out of it, make sure you love it. I'm okay with spending money on something I love versus something I like.
Absolutely.
And if I can't find the one that I love, I'll go for the one that I like. Mm-hmm. But you said that was 70?
This was 70.
So that's MSRP plus tax.
Yep,
Yeah.
total. So $65 bottle pre-tax.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've spent that on that bottle of Baker's 7.
Yep.
You know, it's a 7.5 year or 8.5. 8.5 year.
So I'm just looking at this bottle just because I think it's cool that they've got their kind of their wax dip style glass embossed mark on there. It's a very recognizable bottle. Aside from being having the red wax dip on the top of it, the shape of the bottle shape is unmistakably Maker's Mark,
and the Maker's embossment on the front. Like I was saying earlier, like even without labels, you would know exactly whose bottle this is.
And with this being the Cask Strength, it has the Cask Strength label at the bottom of it, which with the hand numbered proof and batch on there. If you compare that to the full size 46 bottle is identical. This is basically just shrunk down.
Yeah.
It's the mini. But it's basically the exact same, with the exception of that band, it's the same exact label, just reversed out. This is the parchment paper with the red maroon ink.
Yeah, burgundy and parchment.
And this one's burgundy with the parchment color on there. And they both have the gold lettering for certain things.
Yeah, for French oak.
We got a signature over the 46.
Yep.
And then the French oak and Cask Strength.
There's even a little bit here on the side. Let me read that one.
Yeah.
Or let me look at it real quick and see if it's same information here. Nope. On the Maker's French oaked 46, 94 proof. Here on the side here it says Bill Jr. finished this expression with virgin French oak staves for extra wood spice, bolder notes of vanilla and caramel, and a longer finish. It was stave profile number 48 that did the trick. So I do remember that you said something about stave profile number 48.
Yeah.
And on this one here, the Cask Strength, it says, this rare expression is uncut, bottled at cask strength to deliver layers of caramel, almond, fig, and chocolate that reach the palate in waves. I didn't pick up on chocolate, but fig, possibly. I mean, we were talking about dried fruits. Fig is a dense fruit, not so much dry, but maybe, I'll have to revisit that here in a second. Let's see, that reach the palate in waves. Not your typical barrel proof. It offers standout flavor and smoothness. It does. The result of a singular French oak finishing. Things to think about. And that's I really like that they have that extra little tidbit of information on the side of the bottle.
Absolutely.
Finish on this one, it still drops off kind of. I mean, we've reached the bottom here, but still it kind of drops off. It doesn't say anything about the filtration, like chill filtered, right? So I'm sure it would say unfiltered. It does say uncut, but it doesn't say unfiltered.
That's true.
So, but with the mouthfeel on it, it makes me think that it wasn't. It makes me think that it wasn't chill filtered. This, on the other hand, might have been when it was cut.
Yep. Man, that is really good. It's almost a custardy kind of a caramel.
This
the Cask Strength.
The Cask.
Maybe there's some chocolate on there.
You think so?
Maybe.
I wasn't really picking up on it.
I don't know if that's just maybe suggestion. I like it though.
I like it too. I'm going to do my math on the one, then come over and do my rating and math on the other.
And I'm very excited. If you get through this episode and you like what you hear, stay tuned. Stick with us later on next week. When the bonus comes out, we're taking our Cask Strength and we're doing up a Maker's cocktail.
A Maker's cocktail that looks absolutely beautiful on their website. If you want to check it out, it's the penicillin.
Yeah, the Maker's penicillin.
But
I'm so excited.
We were talking about what to do to make it more Savor the Burn, more metal, more rock and fucking roll. And I think we came up with a plan. We're just going to see what we can do to execute that plan. But what could go wrong?
Hey,
oops. There's all kinds of things that could go wrong.
There's no grape soda involved.
There's no grapes. Yeah, this is like your sister said, it's caramel, all day on the nose. There is vanilla. There's some oak in there.
There's cereal grains.
Yeah, you're picking up on the cereal grains now. I mean, after it's had time to kind of breathe in the dram, and I do a lot of swirling.
Thank you, sir.
I do a lot of swirling. They say, aerating your whiskey, aerating your wine. It does so much to it. Some people take those Some people take those little frother sticks, and they really aerate the shit out of it.
So I haven't purchased it yet, but I have sitting in my save for later Amazon cart one of those little electric frothers.
I want to know. I've seen people do it. I've seen it on Whiskey Tribe, Bruzel.
It's $8.
$8.
So I'm going to pull the trigger and get there, and we're going to do that. We'll do it on an episode. We'll pick something,
a whiskey,
and we'll aerate the shit out of it and try it out side by side with the neat.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, man.
The legs are thick, man.
This is just good, dude. This is just good. The palate on this, though. I mean, the palate. Come on.
I'm getting on the regular one now that my glasses dried out for a little bit. I'm getting molasses. Cereal grains with some molasses.
Think so? Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm picking up honey and oak. But I've got a drop rolling around in here.
There's definitely an oak. I wonder if that's that French oak.
Yeah, I want to get...
I bet it is. I bet that's the French oak.
That it's available, the same whiskey, if it's if it's Jim Beam, which it won't be, but if they... So if they have an American white oak aged bourbon, which they do, and they have a French oaked whiskey, I want to know what that tastes like, the difference.
And dude,
if it's French oak, if it's aged in new French oak, it can't be a bourbon.
Well,
right? Because it has to be aged in a new American.
The barrel that it's in, though, is new American white.
No, I was talking about just aged in French oak, period.
Yeah. Unless it's finished.
If it's finished, yeah.
Then it's going to be classified as a double oak.
Yeah, that's more oak on that one. It's
complete side tangent.
Which we get into.
While we're talking about oaks.
Yeah.
But how about that Redbreast with the Missouri
Dude,
oak?
we have got to get that.
I want one of those so bad.
Oh, man, the design on it, it's like a completely different Redbreast bird. I mean, it's like...
But I mean, think about this.
It's Missouri.
Irish whiskey. Finished in Missouri oak.
We have to have it.
Ireland transplanted right here.
Yeah.
In the middle of the U.S.
and
our state. Your state.
Yeah, my state. And because I own it. It's mine. I pay taxes on it, so I own it. But yeah, in the state of Missouri, we love our Irish population. And same thing with Kansas, of course. But yeah.
I got that email and I'm like, seriously,
and then you click on it.
Are they speaking directly to me because they know?
These targeted ads are getting ridiculous.
I still want to get the PX. The
yes,
Redbreast
absolutely,
PX.
And we could get that from the Snug.
Well,
maybe we can talk to Mike at the Snug.
The Overland Park store has it.
Okay,
they have a dozen of them. I saw them today. They have a dozen of them sitting on the shelf, but it's a $130 bottle.
I think it was $120 at the Snug, maybe $129. So I'll shut up. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Either way, at a minimum, we can go to the Snug and get a pour.
Right. And then have a talk. We'll talk all about it. Yeah, just off the top of my head, this bourbon here is a couple cuts above the original
easily
Maker's Mark. It just is.
What'd you give it on the nose?
On the nose, I gave it a 375.
Girl, same.
Oh, please hold. Scribble that out because that goes on the other one. You gave it a 375.
I did.
On that one, I gave it a 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for me, like first impressions, which first impressions I won't even entertain on the very first smell. Like if I smell it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I like it, whatever. I get the pull, I get the taste on the mouth, and then like I come back to it, and then that's more when I get my first real impression of what it gives on the nose, and then that's when it really fucking shows up.
It's so weird because I really feel like there's more ethanol on the nose of this one than the Cask Strength.
Why? Why is that? It brings
I
up
don't know.
ethanol in the notes about this one.
Yeah.
But it's on that one.
I mean,
and this one's higher proof.
It's there, but there's so much else going on with it that it balances it out. This one,
and you expect it because it's 110.
Yeah.
And you expect it on that because it's 94.
It's 94. It's not like it's an 86 or an 87 or that Hollerhead is an 80.
Howlerhead is 80, and it had some heat on the nose. But I mean, that Howlerhead turned out to be really good.
It was a great old fashioned.
It was like the banana razzles.
I'm gonna revisit that old fashioned and toast up a caramelized banana slice. It'll be a 5.
Do what you got to do. I mean, it's still here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it with you.
You're gonna get a photo and you're gonna be like,
of an empty fucking bottle. You killed my bottle.
No,
son of a bitch.
No, I'm talking about. I'm gonna make an old fashioned and I'm gonna set it up and I'm gonna photograph it. You're gonna get this photo and you're gonna be like, you son of a bitch, you made a 5.
I don't know what I gave it, but I mean, it wasn't because I was being generous because of the peanut butter and jelly was such a.
We pivoted on a dime and just rolled with it to do a second cocktail.
Dude came in clutch, and I'm telling you, dudes and dudettes, theys and thems, like that was a pretty bitchin' fucking old fashioned, and it's not your standard old fashioned with just bourbon and.
It's an old fashioned that a non-whiskey enthusiast.
Yeah, she liked it. Yeah. It's not a showstopper, but I mean, it'll get your attention. It's a hot goth chick in the bar, like that that unfortunately is dating the guitar player. Like fucking you son of a bitch. I'm happy for you. She's cool. You're cool. Damn it. What am I talking about?
I have no idea.
Anyway, so on the nose of the 94 proof Maker's Mark number 46 French oaked, I gave it a 3.5. You gave it a 3.75. What did you give it on the palate?
I gave it 3 3/4.
Okay, so you still got it locked in.
I locked it in
at 3.75. Yep. For me, the palate was better than the nose.
Okay.
Because I think the palate helped unlock the nose when I went back to it. So my second impression on the nose was better than my first impression.
So did you go 4?
No, I went 3.75.
Oh, you went 3.75.
So I went from 3.5 to 3 3/4.
So you bumped up.
How about the finish?
3.75.
Really? So for me on the finish, the way it just dropped off like that,
yeah,
it was disheartening in a way. I'm like, well, damn it, what the fuck? I mean, I gave it a 3 even because of kind of the blue balls on that. Damn it! All right, so you still kept it in there at 3.75. Yep. Which is, I mean, it's not bad. That bottle is not bad, y'all. Check it out.
No.
How about bottle presentation? I'm interested to hear what you gave these dudes on bottle presentation.
Okay, so we have the 375 bottle here.
Yeah.
We have the full 750 bottle here.
Yeah.
I pretended we had the 750 version of it.
Yeah, because all things considered,
which
it's the same bottle. It's just
honestly,
a little smaller. Who
it's
cares?
the same bottle. It's just shrunk down. Mm-hmm. So, Austin Powers and Dr. No, Dr. Evil shrunk it. His shrink ray, he shrunk it down.
Or go back even further with Inner Space, or even further with, you remember Inner Space with Dennis Quaid? And
Anyway.
Willy Wonka, Smell-O-Vision.
I gave it 3.75.
3.75. Okay. I gave it a 4.25. So I gave it a full half point more than you did.
There's so much. What I love about Makers is their brand recognition.
Iconic branding through and through.
The shape of the bottle, the dripping red wax, and actually, I mean, you compare this.
Yeah.
This one,
I intentionally got one with more.
This one, it's dripping, halfway down the bottle on the back side of it. This one, just the drips aren't quite as long, but it's also a bigger bottle.
It's down the
too.
neck. It doesn't reach the body. Whatever.
Yeah. At any rate, the red wax dip top on there is really cool. I love the embossed glass on there. I love the torn paper style labeling. We haven't gotten into this one yet, but
Super similar.
But they've done inverse coloring to distinguish between regular and cask strength.
And then that should
which I think
just be
is
personal
cool.
preference. Does it lose points for not having a cork? You gave it a 375. 375 is not bad at all, dude.
Plastic screw-off lid.
Yeah, with what is this? Some kind of foam?
Yeah,
wafer.
Your little styrofoam
gasket.
wafer. Yeah, not even a cork gasket wafer.
Not even cork. Not cork. Not some kind of composite material of any kind. Just
with no additional cost, you could have put a cork wafer in there just to hint at
class
of it saying there's a cork stopper.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a plastic screw-off cap, but it's got
seal.
cork. A
It could be a cork seal.
No.
Nope.
It's styrofoam.
Not so much. Yep.
Styrene.
Welcome to Beam Centauri, folks.
I'm not necessarily knocking them on there, but I love giving them shit because we're talking about and this isn't necessarily a high dollar bottle by any means. What the 750 version of this is $40-ish.
Is that what it said in the notes? I'm not sure, but that sounds about right.
Versus $70 for a cask strength version of it.
Yeah.
So, it's priced well for what it is. So, yeah, it is what it is.
And the OG's like 25 or something. But, we were
plastic
talking about...
screw-off cap.
Yeah.
If this one has it, I guarantee you
it does have the pull tab, though. You gotta go through this.
It's
you got to go through this to get to that. It's got a cool seal.
Yeah.
Somehow it evaporates through it. Probably the non-cork Havananas.
I do love the little story
seal
that they put on the side.
I wasn't expecting that.
That's really cool.
We've had these bottles in our possession for how long? Neither one of us saw that. I just saw that last second. I saw this one here. You got a glass getting filled.
Barrel.
From the barrel. If you've ever seen anybody drill a hole inside of a barrel and put their dram up to it and it fills up, that's what's going on there in that little picture. This one here, you got yourself a couple barrels. One's on its side, one's standing up. And one's actually a cut open barrel with a bunch of bottles in it. Is that what's going on there? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like neither one of us saw that last second. Also, last second I saw that it has the sustainability seal of approval or whatever, certified B Corporation, whatever. My inner Captain Planet went off.
If you're at the distillery and you've paid to do the pour your own bottle, dip your own bottle experience,
will it be cask strength?
Well, yeah, because it's straight from the barrel. So it's that. But
I'm doing it.
Would they frown if you just push the bottle aside and
be like that fucking gremlin on the first Gremlins when he's under the tabs, his belly's like glug 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 glug. Woo! Yeah. I'm gonna be that gremlin with the fucking popcorn bag over his head, like going crazy. Woo! Yeah. I get. Yeah, I get fucking unfucking hinged. Yeah, I'll turn into a chatty Cathy when it comes to alcohol, being introduced. But like, yeah, if I get on the other side of tipsy and I'm like kind of fucking drunk, I should be put to bed. Like, just fucking pull the plug, send me to sleep. I'm gonna become way too fucking annoying. We didn't get our final scores. What was your final score on the 46?
I was 375 all the way down.
Yep.
And I just realized my math. That's twice this week that my math has been bad.
Huh.
That would be 7.5.
7.5, dude. Yeah. So you mine.
I wrote down 7. Even I'm like, yeah, 375 times 2. That's not 7. 7.5.
Mine's 7.25. So we're a quarter point off on this one here, which is A-okay. Usually we're about a half point, and usually I'm, over. I'm a half point over whatever you do. So I don't know. Something happened. Problems at home. Seasonal depression. I don't know what it is, but we flipped.
Woo!
Episodes are getting longer, and just
days are getting shorter.
I'm just I'm getting less. Episodes are getting longer. Days are getting shorter. Whew. I'm not gigging as much as I want to. And I'm in 2 fucking bands, hoping to gig more. Whatever. So, so I gave it a 7.25. I just thought, iconic brand recognition. You go to any gas station, any liquor store whatsoever, any grocery store, drugstore that has it. I mean, you look at all the bottles. What's the first one that's going to pop out? The one with the bright red wax.
Yep.
It's iconic. You can't deny who that is.
You can't beat it.
It's like a sore dick. You can't beat it. Thank you, Jared, for that euphemism. We've used that so many times. All right, so we switch over here to the Maker's Mark French Oaked 110.3 proof cask strength Maker's Mark. What did you give it on the nose?
I gave it a 4.25.
4.25.
Full half point higher than the non-cask strength.
I went up a quarter point, I believe. Yeah, a quarter point to 375. So
nice.
This one here, I probably should have marked it higher, honestly, at a 4. But I was like, I don't know.
So good.
I don't know. I still hold that prejudice because it's Maker's Mark, and I think that's what affected my score. If it were a blind, I probably would have marked it higher. So maybe something to think about in the future. But
definitely,
this is several cuts above that, and that is several cuts above cuts, whatever. Excuse me. Above the original. So the original, I'd probably give a 2.5 because it's bourbon. This got a 3.5. This gets 3.75 just because it's.
Yeah.
It should have been a 4 because it's whatever. It doesn't matter.
That's fair.
Too late. What did you say? The score is what it is or whatever?
It is.
It is. All right. And the palate, I gave it a 4 even. How about you?
I gave it 4.5.
It was a very good palate. I gave it a second pour just to have a second.
It drinks so good.
Yeah, it's smoother than any 110 proof whiskey should be.
If it's a Friday night and I'm looking for a pour and I grab that bottle,
you're
probably going all the way to the top.
I wouldn't second guess. I would not second guess grabbing this bottle. The original, yes. The original is a mixer. And you know what? All fairness to Maker's Mark, even with their iconic branding and everything that they do and have done for decades, the original 80 proof, I'm guessing, is what it is. What did that
say? So the 46 is their first. Where does this say? First new major expression since Classic Makers was released in 1958.
1958, yeah. So they have been going decades with it, over half a century.
Huge.
Yeah, I mean you're looking.
Yeah, that's
past
a half
70,
century.
You're like almost. I mean, you're right at 75 years now.
Yeah.
No, wait. What'd you say it was? 50 what?
58.
58. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. When did they introduce this?
It does not. I do not have that.
Okay. Well, I mean,
but
still.
So, yeah, no idea.
Yeah, we've talked about we go on tangents. Welcome to it.
Boy howdy.
Yeah, boy howdy. How about the finish?
4 even.
4 even. I gave it a 4.5.
We flip-flop there.
Yeah, we really did on that one. I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that. But 4 even is not bad at all.
I love the finish on it. Yeah, it was a great finish.
Yeah, it's just it's everything that one lacked, and it drew it out. You had that caramel, that cinnamon, I picked up honey on this one. I think this one here in the notes it said that there was honey and oak on the nose, but no, I don't know. I don't remember the notes. See, when we do a side-by-side, sometimes I get the notes mixed up in my head, plus I'm generally confused anyway. But the this one here, just it was better on the palate. At least a quarter point better on the palate for me. How about the bottle presentation?
So
It's super similar. The only thing we got different is the color and this extra little tag down here at the bottom.
And that is the only difference. But because of that, and because it is a hand signed off on Cask Strength label, it's probably not actually hands, but it looks like it is.
They enter it and then it prints out that way.
As a result, I took my 375 and I bumped it to a 4.
4 even. All right, cool. For me, I gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
On the original, it was 4 1/4. This one's 4.5, just because I do prefer the burgundy label, and so it's just personal preference.
It's
guys.
nice.
Don't fucking at me. Email Jonathan@savortheburn.com. You can if you want. Go for it. I'll just read it and use you as
delete.
I'll just use you as content for the podcast. But it's got this extra label and it's burgundy.
Nope.
I have no complaints. All it's missing is the case, the box, or a bag or something to come in there. And then I'd probably just go ahead and say fuck it. Maker's Mark, something I don't really enjoy until today, honestly. That would give me the 5.
Yep.
A box or a bag or both. Even cardboard. I don't care. So, what did your final score end up coming to?
8 3/8. 8.375.
Dude, we came up to the same score with different math. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Generally, I come into these tastings positive, like with a positive outlook. This time I really didn't, because it's Maker's Mark and I just don't enjoy Maker's Mark. But
this isn't landing top 5, but it's going to be middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack, and I will not be upset if anybody offers me a pour of either one. And there's others,
and that's not a slam, because we've had some incredible pours.
We really have.
We also have a lot of bourbons in the liquor cabinet at this point.
We do,
and
we do.
Yeah, there's a lot that have landed with some pretty high scores.
Yeah, I'd be.
This ain't a bad score. 8 3/8, and what'd you say?
8 3/8. Yeah, on this one here, and then on that one over there, we got a 7.5 and a 7 1/4.
Yeah.
So those are great. Those are good scores.
So that's going to land at 7 3/8.
Anything over an 8, I would put that at great. I mean, you're closer to 10 than anything.
8 3/8, 7 3/8.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
point difference. It makes sense.
It really does. Yeah, and
we talk about sometimes the math just seems low.
It does
with what's in our head.
Ever since we first started using the rating system.
But now think about an average between us. We had the same score in that, so our average is 8 3/8. I had a 7.5. You had 7 1/4.
Yep.
That's going to average to 7 3/8.
Yeah, that's going to split it right down the middle. Yeah.
A point difference. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
For more age. Less water. Come on, man. What you can't go this like a sore dick. You can't beat it. You can beat it. You can beat it. It's just just going to take some work. Good times. So if you like Maker's Mark and you think we're wrong about our evaluations, please let us know. Leave a comment here down below in the bottom of the video. And if you're listening on audio only, that's fine too. Just send us an email, info@savortheburn.com, w2@savortheburn.com, or jonathan@savortheburn.com. Or you'll see posts with these bottles on any of our socials. Leave us a comment there, or send us a message there if you want. It doesn't really matter. Any final thoughts on this one?
I liked it.
I liked it too. How about this one, the Cask Strength?
I liked it.
All right. You hear the tone. You heard the fucking tone. You saw the face. You know. So I guess that does it, man. We'll just go ahead and wrap. Thank you for watching this episode of the Savor the Burn podcast. You've seen us go on tangents. So if you're into whiskey review, cocktails, rocktails here and there, hit subscribe, follow along, be part of the discussion, be part of the community here at Savor the Burn. And definitely check out the shop. We are very proud of those T-shirts, and
Get yourself a T-shirt.
yeah, we're and there's also other things in the shop. Mostly, it's the rest of it actually is affiliate links. There's Flavier. There's lots of different things with Amazon if you're looking to elevate and upgrade things in your home bar. I mean, there's cocktail glasses that we use actually here on the podcast.
And currently, we have 4 different colors of the T-shirts.
We do. We're
hoping later on the summer we're going to add a couple more colors.
Maybe a couple more. With all that said and done, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, what you're drinking, and who you're drinking with, never forget, keep on burning.